Let this acknowledgement serve as an ongoing reminder of the original inhabitants where you reside. I honor Sarah.
Good morning. I want to welcome our Doctor of Philosophy graduates from 2021 and 2022, their families and significant others. And I also want to recognize and congratulate any who might be joining us virtually from around the country. And also, I want to acknowledge and thank our school's benefactress and University of Southern California trustee, Suzanne Dworak-Peck, who couldn't be with us here today, but who's watching the ceremony. I'm not sure which camera it would be we could wave, but she's asked me to wish our graduates all the best. And I must admit, I hold a special place in my heart for our PhD graduates. You make us very proud. When I was a brand new faculty member, external reviewers of the program where I was at the University of Chicago called the doctoral program graduates there the jewels in the school's crown, the jewels in our crown. And I think you truly are the jewels in our crown. You'll represent the Suzanne Dworak-Peck School throughout your careers. You worked hard to get to this day. I think getting my PhD was the hardest thing I've ever done. I kind of went back and forth with childbirth, but really it was getting the PhD. But it's also the best thing I've ever done. It's enriched my life immensely. And only those who've been through the experience of a doctoral program, I think, can truly understand what a tremendous achievement that it is, except maybe members of the family and close friends whom I applaud for supporting our graduates through the process. When I was preparing to defend my dissertation, this always makes you think back, right? And I remembered I was so tired, and I was taking the last copy, the final copy, I think it was the night before my hearing, to someone on my committee in another department. And it was 16 degrees in St. Louis, and I ended up delivering the copy to his neighbor's house instead of his. So this tells you how long ago it was, because you couldn't just send an attachment. And then I defended my dissertation the next morning at 9:30 a.m. And all I was capable of doing afterwards, because everybody congratulated me and my spouse went back to work and I'm standing there, and all I could think of to do was to go to a movie, a matinee, and it was Home Alone. And I was so tired from finishing my dissertation and getting through the program quickly that I actually had trouble following the plot of Home Alone. So as scholars, you'll advance the field of social work in so many ways. Your research will help society address the greatest challenges of our time. Your teaching, if you're teaching, will inspire the next generation of social workers to question the status quo with determination and fearlessness. From the social determinants that contribute to health and mental health disparities, to the complexity that influence health and mental health disparities, to the complexity of inequality, social stigmas, homelessness, and addiction, your scholarship will make lives better. I have no doubt whatsoever. The world has changed since you first decided to pursue your doctoral degree. It's a fairly short time, but there have been a lot of changes. You now face a society that's recovering from a worldwide pandemic and wars overseas that are creating chaos and force individuals and families to seek refuge in other countries. The civil rights and liberties that we fought for over the decades are being questioned and at times outright suppressed. It feels like every problem in society in which we as social workers have dedicated our lives to solving are becoming more complex in scope and scale over time. But we have to persist. We can't become complacent. Those whom we serve need us to be the advocates who ensure that the most vulnerable among us are treated with dignity and afforded equal treatment and justice. This celebration marks the next phase of your careers as social work scholars who'll be doing research for and with those in need. And my message to you is to always be certain that you respect their voices and make certain that those voices are reflected in your work at some level. Not everybody's going to be working in the community, but always make sure that you hear the voices of those whom we're trying to serve. So I think that distinguishes social work research from that of other disciplines. Even though we may be working from an ivory tower of a university, because we are, or a research institute, we need to always be sure that our work reflects the realities of people's lives. The rights and basic needs of people are being challenged now. Positive legislative changes like the Marriage Equality Act and the Gender Recognition Act are the best parts of the current child tax credit legislation are being challenged. As a social work scholar, you have a unique ability to contest what appears in the press with data and sound arguments. In some ways, the onus is much greater for you than other scholars, but never forget why you're doing it. Think of the incredible work of your mentors and how that work chips away at pseudoscience. Work to ensure the development and maintenance of knowledge to inform policies and practice that help to ensure that everyone's able to live and have control over the destinies that they've defined for themselves. For all to have access to safe housing and healthcare, for reproductive health to be determined by those whose bodies are affected, for those who have served in the military to obtain the services that they and their families deserve, for older adults to live productive lives. The world is changing, the profession of social work is changing, and our school is changing. As a profession, social work is evolving and must continue to evolve if we're to head off problems and create lasting change. Help us to train new generations of social workers to do this. Extend the reach of your knowledge. Help them to use what they've learned to be proactive, bold, and confident in securing social change. It's fundamental for our doctoral graduates to be the leaders in the profession. The writer James Baldwin once said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced." I came to the School of Social Work at USC because of its rich history of research and practice and teaching, and I was impressed by its relationship with communities in Los Angeles. I believe in the school, the strength of our faculty, and our ability to lead the way in charting social work education for the future. The school has to evolve in tandem with changes in the world and the increasing complexities that they present. We need to lead the way to align social work education with the world as it is today, with the highest standards of ethics, diversity, and practice, and you can help us do that. While others may talk about problems, we must work to find solutions. Our mission statement speaks of doing pioneering, transformative research, and I want you to remember that. Let us commit to making the 21st century the era in which we capture the complexity of all that we're facing that disproportionately affects those whom we serve and eradicate issues that have plagued society for far too long. One thing I've learned about USC since I began my deanship is that the Trojan family is real. At first, fight on seemed a little aggressive to me, and now I get it, and I say serve on. You're one, the Trojan family is real, and you're one of 23,000 alumni. You will become as soon as you're hooded. One of 23,000 alumni of the school around the country and the world. And always remember your doctoral cohort. You always will remember your doctoral cohort. It's like an extended family. Reach out to your Trojan family when you need guidance and support, and we'll be there for you. So today we celebrate your tremendous achievement. We're immensely proud of you, and we look forward to all you will accomplish over the next years as you go out into the world as ambassadors for social good and social change. So congratulations and serve on. Our chair of the PhD program, Professor Mike Kroger.
Thank you, Dean Dillon, for giving the charge to our graduates and letting everyone know the role that they play in our society. And I want to congratulate all the graduates and also all the family, friends, and loved ones on the accomplishments that we're recognizing here today. Today we're celebrating 7 PhD graduates of PhDs in social work, all with passionate commitment. And I know that from meeting and working with all of you. Passionate commitment to social justice. And we've come to appreciate your energy and the values and the talents and the independent initiative that you all carry into the world. Can I just say that I'm so pleased that all of us are here to participate in this occasion. At a recent faculty meeting, I had the chance to talk about how great the doctoral program was. And it was kind of a rough day for me, but I had no problem talking about our PhD graduates. And I had a chance to provide some observations and reflections about doctoral education. And it was easy to do because these individuals are so outstanding. I mean, really, that's what it is in bottom line. They add so much to the mission of our school. It's easy to describe the qualities that we see when you come into the program. Curiosity, drive, intelligence, ethics, and the many contributions you make to the school overall and to the profession through your research, your teaching, your service, and honestly, the flow of energy and ideas and perspectives that you bring into the school and the challenge that you bring into the school. And that is a vital flow of energy that comes into the school. Today, my job isn't to speak about, in general, about the greatness of the PhD program, however, but it's to recognize these 5 graduates. We've traveled on a long journey together, all of you and the faculty, and also your family and your loved ones and your peers. I'm a bit emotional because many of you joined the program in the first year when I became chair of the doctoral program. And we know that PhD education is a transformative experience. Honestly, we see that transformation in all of you. It's transformation on many levels because of the high requirements for independence and scholarship. And speaking for all of us, I feel incredibly fortunate to have worked closely with each one of you in many different capacities. And I know that each one of you knows the different ways in which we've worked together. And I also have transformed as a result of working with you. And I would say I believe that that's true of all of us. So it's a transformational experience for you, but I think it's a transformational experience for all of us in the work that we do together. And we should all feel proud of these accomplishments. And it is a community effort. This is truly a community effort at the PhD level. So I'd like to recognize formally the community that brings us all here together today. And that includes family and friends. So I'd like just some applause for the family and friends. Faculty, because mentorship is core to the They're supporting us. Oftentimes they're wearing black today, and so they're fading into the background, but truly the staff here are supporting us all the time and supporting the students and their development. So thank you to all the staff. Many of our PhD student colleagues here joining us to celebrate alongside. I hope that many of you are watching. I don't know which camera from, but I want to recognize that PhD training is a cohort and it's a collaborative community experience. So also recognition to our other PhD student colleagues. I'm going to ask Melinda Sampson to stand up because she and I have worked together for many years. So Melinda, I'm going to ask you to please stand up. She's our PhD program, and she knows this program from many, many years of working with doctoral students who have come and worked in our program. And I have learned a great deal from working with Melinda about graduate training. And I want to thank you for our work together. So, although it might not be obvious, doctoral studies hold a unique place in the educational and broader social landscape. One of our primary goals of social work PhD programs is to recreate the next generation of scholars to ensure the continued stewardship, progress, and impact of social work as a discipline. That's part of our function as a training program. And I have no doubt whatsoever that each of you will be carrying that tradition on as you go out as graduates. This is our big agenda. The development of research-oriented scholars involves a lot more than coursework. For all of you who haven't been through it before, it's not coursework at its core. It involves continuous and diverse and adaptive mentorship from faculty, combined with opportunities, working with communities, and increasing levels of responsibility and freedom in the work that you do yourselves. and plenty of good old encouragement, because it's not an easy process. The purpose of reproducing stewards of social work discipline isn't to recreate ourselves, but instead to develop and inspire truly independent scholars who can critically assess the world around them and strategically use their energy to lead research that results in positive social impact. And I know for a fact that each of you is doing that. I've said before that I view the PhD, and I think you said this, Dean Geller, that a PhD in social work is really the social science degree for today's world. Fortunately, more people now understand and are aware of the degree to which injustices are embedded in our systems, in our communities, and are in need of attention and revision. Social work scholars illuminate these issues through their research and help to develop effective solutions. As a faculty, we had an interesting discussion this past year about placement outcomes for our PhD graduates. Historically and to this day, our schools have had remarkable success among our graduates in going out into academic positions around the country. Across the full landscape of PhD education, however, there's growing recognition that research of many kinds is needed and exists hand in hand with policy and practice, resulting in more diverse kinds of placement opportunities and collaborations. And our graduates who are being recognized today have taken their research and training into a number of different settings, including academic environments, government academic partnerships, within technology spheres. And I'm looking at each one of you because I know where you're working, and in nonprofit and health and government and social health science research settings. As I mentioned, social work values, perspectives, and trainings have become mainstream in a positive way, and we will continue to have influence and impact. And graduates now have new and valuable platforms where they can combine their research and practice knowledge for social benefit. Today, we're celebrating the opportunity for an in-person PhD hooding ceremony with graduates from 2022 and from prior years. And I'm so fortunate that some of you have been able to come back and join us. The events of the past several years have prevented our coming together for this important kind of recognition. They've also highlighted and underlined the deep roots of many kinds of social injustices and the need for and the work that our graduates and alumni pursue. We value your commitment and your outstanding scientific training, and we want to recognize today and appreciate your capacities to think strategically about research that can directly inform opportunities for positive social changes. Things that can shine light on norms, policies, laws, and practices that do reproduce injustice. So, although it's not easy, this is how you as social work scholars and the social work discipline have helped shape a more just society. And I'd like to mention one more thing, that these colleagues represent an extended tradition of excellence in PhD education at USC. This emerges from the excellence of our faculty, and from the training environment that we have overall, and from the student colleagues with whom all of you have worked. We've maintained and hopefully continued to reinforce and support this tradition across several decades through outstanding leadership provided by other colleagues who aren't here today, including John Brecky, Bruce Jansen, Mahal Morbrock, and the scholars we recognize today will ably carry forward this tradition. I expect you to train others as you go out into the world. So we honor your graduation and your work today, and the work that you will do to fight today's social justice issues and making the world a better place. So I'm going to follow in your lead and say, serve on. I like that. So at this point, I'm going to turn to recognizing each of our graduates, and the most important part of our ceremony today is actually the words from our graduates and our faculty advisors. So I probably went on too long, and I will start by recognizing our graduate who's returned to join us from the class of 2020. So our first graduate we'll recognize today, who is now an alumni, is China Yvonne Hill. Dr. China Yvonne Hill. Right. Derek, you can go ahead and do the honor of putting. See if I can do this right. We did a lot of these yesterday, right, with our DSW program. And I believe, there you go. Okay, so going to turn the floor over to China and Eric. But Melinda, did you bring a bell? This is a little bit of a tradition that we use with our students as they know going through the individualized study plan process. But this time we brought the bell for our faculty. So, so students know that they have about 5 minutes, but the faculty have to. So Melinda will have the bell in case it's needed for you.
So what's the order that we go in?
China and then you, and then I'll come back up and we'll move on to our next session.
Thank you all. So I want to first start by saying USC has been quite the adventure for sure. I'm from the South, Florida, pretty embarrassing, but that's where I'm from. And you know, I remember when I made the decision to come out here, always being hungry. And not because there wasn't any food, but in the South, we fry everything. And Californians like, nah, like there's gonna be no high blood pressure here. Avocado on everything. So coming here, being at USC completely transformed my life. Would not have done this without Eric. Eric has been a really powerful force in my life. Thank you to my mom for sure. She was a single mom. Thanks for trusting me to always just do me, whatever that looked like. My best friend who drove me here cross country a couple of days before class started. Wow. Literally 3,000 miles away, 2 dogs, all of my stuff, my sister. It was an adventure for sure. My partner supporting me through all the nights writing my dissertation and bringing me food and all the things. All of my siblings, I'm the oldest of 14, so there's a lot of us. And I think that's it. But thank you all so much for having me and just dealing with me these past 4 years for sure.
Glad you came this year. 2 years ago, it was like pulling teeth to get you to come to just a Zoom event. So I'm thrilled that you're here. So, all right, I know I've got 2 minutes. I'm ready. Okay. Dr. China Hill. She's now a senior user experience researcher at a company you may have heard of called Google. And she's also a postdoctoral research fellow at the USC Center for Artificial Intelligence and Society, which means, yes, she has 2 full-time jobs because that is absolutely how China rolls. Dr. Hill, I am thrilled to get to stand here and celebrate you and your achievements. She is an out-of-the-box thinker. She managed to merge machine learning methods from artificial intelligence with critical race theory into a brilliant dissertation and a powerful research agenda. She came my way at the end of her 2nd year, frustrated and ready to leave the PhD program, which would have been a tragedy not only for her, but for social work. I was more than happy to work with her. From my vantage point, really all she needed was someone who believed in her and understood how capable she truly was. And I've never known a student who was more visibly pained by my constructive criticism. But I've never also known a student who actually took my constructive criticism so seriously and actually incorporated it fearlessly into the work that she did. She doesn't know this, but she taught me more about how to be a mentor than really any other student has. So you taught me how to listen more deeply to the perspectives and experiences of other students. And you taught me that being a mentor isn't about teaching you how to be like me, but it's about how to help you become you. And China, your growth as an academic and as a community researcher, as a leader, and as a person has just been a joy to watch. I'm so proud of you and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
Okay, and I would be remiss if I did not do this for each of the students because they invest so much time, and I miss this. China's dissertation title, The Algorithms of Black Homelessness, a machine learning approach to exploring predictors of housing stability among Black youth experiencing homelessness. Congratulations, China. Our next graduate / alumna is Monique Michelle O'Dean. and her advisor, Eric Rice. I'm gonna read her dissertation right now. The dissertation title, Discrimination at the Margins, Perceived Discrimination and the Role of Social Support in Mental Health Service Use for Youth Experiencing Homelessness. Okay, you want to go ahead?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I didn't prepare anything, so I'm just going to speak plainly and truthfully. And for the last couple of days, I've been thinking a lot about my grandmother. This is for her, this PhD, my path is really, in many ways, she laid the foundation. I've been thinking a lot about gratitude and joy. I'm going to share just a few brief, but hopefully salient stories, and then express my gratitude to so many loved ones that I'm lucky to have in my life. The first story is, I want to share a little bit about my roots. I come from East LA, Northeast LA to be exact, and I grew up in a multi-generational, mixed documentation status household. My grandparents raised me primarily, and by the age of 5, I was out in Skid Row serving. And my grandmother, beyond just serving, we would go and sit and eat with all the folks there. And she would remind me in Spanish, look at them, really look at them, see them. Because if you're lucky, one day you will see yourself in them. That laid the foundation, that sparked a fire in my belly, that paved a path. And everything else sort of fell into place. The place that I came from, structural determinant, systemic racism is entrenched in that community. And yet I had this love, this rich, deep love, this foundation. And so I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for that. It has brought me great gratitude and joy and purpose. Fast forward, my dissertation. My loving husband, we decided to have a baby. So I was pregnant while I did my dissertation. And from I think it was between chapter 2 and chapter 3 is when we found out, I'm very private, so I'm very surprised that I'm sharing this, that my daughter was going to be born with some health complications. And that shook us to our core. It rocked my world, and it gave me purpose. Because again, I knew all of this is for my loved ones. All of this is giving me meaning and purpose. I had so much grace from Dr. Rice, Dr. Holbrook, and my other committee members. And I got through it. And my baby girl, my beautiful baby girl, she's healthy, she's happy. She's a mess. She just threw up on herself. And so I'm grateful. And I have joy. And I'm so thankful for my time here. I'm very thankful. And I will carry that gratitude and joy. I'm at UCLA, so I'm across the way. I will carry that. And so I just want to, I have a few more minutes, yeah. Just want to especially thank my husband, my tried and true, my ride or die. There is no other person in this planet that I would want to do the journey of life with than you. I'm also thankful to my loving, beautiful daughter. I'm so proud to be her mama. And to my loved ones for always believing that this girl from Rose Hills could make a difference. And to my faculty, my mentors, thank you so much for giving us grace, for giving us a home when we didn't have one. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't make that easy. So, Dr. Monique Holby, she's now a health sciences assistant professor in the Department of Pediatrics at the Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. Dr. Holden, I am so happy to get to stand up here and sing your praises. She is the classic big ideas thinker. She's one of those intellectually curious students that I've ever worked with. She also came my way, not at the beginning, but at the end of her first year. And she was looking for somebody to tell her that it was okay to fly. No, not just okay to fly, but that flying was what we expected her to do. And she brings this incredible community-based set of insights into our work, which I can obviously tell by the passion that brought her to the field. And from our very first collaborative project, she had these brilliant policy implications that elevated the impact of our work together. And her research and thinking are always grounded in the needs of these communities, always, always. She and I have never had a short conversation. Our weekly 1-hour meetings usually drifted into at least an hour and a half. There was always another thread to follow, another tangent to chase down. It was a joy. You taught me so much about cultural humility and how to hold space for the diversity of experiences of students. You taught me that it's not just okay, but that it's important to talk about race, to talk about gender, to talk about sexuality, to talk about poverty, to talk about the experiences that we all bring to this work. And for that, I thank you. Monique, it has been a joy to be your mentor. I'm so proud of the dedication that you bring to the work, to the community, to family. And I would really look forward to seeing where you lead me and others in the future.
Okay. I'd like to recognize another alumnus of our school, Dr. Joshua Aaron Rousseau, and I'm going to, and Eric Wright.
I promise it's the last time.
Okay, so come on up, Josh. And Joshua's dissertation title, Complicated Relationships, the Prevalence and Correlates of Sexual Assault, Dating, Violence, Victimization, and Minority Stress among sexual minority adolescents throughout the United States. Congratulations, Joshua. Congratulations.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to speak off script. I don't think they would have let any of us speak if they thought I was going to speak off script. So all I did was print out the acknowledgements page from my dissertation, which originally, the original draft of this said, this page intentionally left blank. Most of the people on this page wouldn't understand that joke and appreciate it, but for the ones that probably wouldn't do that, I did want to do it. I'm not going to read it. I just want to say, you know, to all the people that I listed on here and that are on the acknowledgements, right? I talk to you all the time and I tell you I love you, and I hope you know that sincerely. And the people that have been with me for so many years, several of them are in this room, others are online. I watched the camera. I think it's one of them over here. Hello, thank you for being here. Or if you're watching this back, like and subscribe. USC could use the likes. Probably everyone likes likes, right? So just try to do social work, but it's honestly like the most important time for us to do that, right? You know, I always have to look at my husband Alex, and he reminds me that if we look at the trajectory of history, like we're still up, right? Like we're still up. We're on a downswing, but we're still up. And it's going to be our jobs to get us back on the right track, which is a very heavy task. Thanks to all the faculty that supported me. Thank you so much to Eric, who I feel very privileged to have been with the same advisors from like start to finish in the program, which apparently is much more rare than I expected. And Eric, you always knew the appropriate level of support to give me at any given time. Eric was a co-mentor, and so you would just throttle up and throttle down as needed. And even when I didn't know I needed it, and you were always there when I needed you. And so I deeply appreciate that. To all the people that I taught with and you know, took classes with, you helped me be a teacher. I actually quite like teaching now. I wasn't sure I was gonna like teaching. I taught most of the people in this room, so that's really cool. So that's one of the reasons I came back to do this, just so I could see you again. I will probably tell the people, who are going to watch this, like, thank you to my West Coast singer family. I love you guys. Thank you for welcoming me and letting me sing, even though I'm not very good at it. That's always fun. All my people in my fraternity back in undergrad, you helped me get through that program. So thanks to all my chosen family, my actual family. I love you. I'm sure you're watching right now. And if you're not, I'll make you watch it, probably at Christmas or Thanksgiving, whenever you see it. So I love you. That's me on TV. And
promise it's the last time you have to hear me. But I am very honored. Dr. Joshua Russo is now a postdoctoral research fellow at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And Dr. Russo, I'm so pleased to get to stand here and speak on behalf of myself and also your dissertation chair, Jeremy Dworak-Peck. Josh is creative, funny, easygoing, always eager to help, deeply curious. And as his jokes even indicate, he's always deeply interested in technology. He was interested in how it impacted youth and was one of the first PhD students to drink the Kool-Aid with me and get excited about artificial intelligence and how that impacts social work research. And so it's been fun to have you along in this journey. As he mentioned, he's a dedicated teacher and he's a mentor to other PhD students. He was my teaching assistant for at least 2 years in the Introduction to Multivariate Statistics course, which really meant that he was a co-instructor. He taught this 3-hour lab each week, graded all of their homework, and actually taught them how to do the stuff that I was rambling on about in the lectures. I was always jealous that, yeah, right. He did the work. I was always jealous that Jeremy Goldbach was his primary mentor. Jeremy, who left USC this past year, couldn't be here today. So I communicated with him and asked him what he'd like me to say. And so he said, quote, "Tell Josh," and I quote, "I am sad that I can't be there. I wish that I could be there in person to celebrate the great success you have become. I owe you a sword and a top hat." Josh, I don't even know what that means. I don't know that I owe you a sword nor a top hat, but I definitely owe you a lot of things for all of your selfless collaborations over the year. And it has truly been a pleasure to watch you flourish and grow, and I can't wait to see what comes next for you.
I too want to say, Jeremy, if you're watching, wherever you're watching from, whenever you're watching the next Christmas, thank you for all the mentorship that you've done with Josh as well. Okay, we are moving on to the graduates from this year, the class of 2022. And the first graduate I'd like to recognize is Jiamin Lang. And his dissertation chair, Dr. Maria Aranda. Dissertation title is "The Role of Social Isolation and Secondary Caregiver Support in the Stress Process Among Primary Caregivers of Older Adults." Congratulations, Shelby.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. In case you don't know me, my name is Jiamin Yang. I just want to share some of my feelings right now. I am really excited and also nervous to be here. This morning, my mind just kept flashing back to like 4 years ago, the very first time that I came to the USC campus, all the way 7 miles away from China, to here as an applicant, a finalist for the doctoral program interview. I did not expect that the time just flies so fast, and now I'm about to graduate. But like there is nothing that's everlasting. Everything has to have an end, and I believe the end today should be a better place to start my next journey. So I just want to express my wholehearted gratitude to all the people that have supported me and helped me. So first I want to thank Dr. Rana for being my mentor and being always so supportive in my academic and research work and my personal life. It is your support that keeps me moving forward and finally get here. And then I want to thank the School of Social Work, all the professors here. You're so excellent, and it's my fortunate to have the chance to work with you. And the experience of working with you is definitely going to be my most valuable asset in my future career. And thank you, Melinda, as an international student. I must have caused you a lot of troubles. Thank you for being always so nice and patient with me. And then I want to thank my parents, thank them for nurturing, raising me up for the past many years. And my parents-in-law, because of their permission, I could marry my adorable wife last year. And last but not least, I want to thank my wife as the only family member to come here to join me and share my wonderful moment. I love you.
Hello to everyone. My name is Maria Aranda, and I'm a professor of social work and gerontology here at USC. Wow, congratulations, Doctor. I'd like to say a few words about Jiangming as a person and also as a scholar. I met him 4 years ago or so when he first interviewed for this program. And I thought to myself, this is one smart guy. He was inquisitive, he was asking a lot of questions. He was interested in aging, which piqued my interest. And you could tell he was a serious student. He was applied. In Spanish, we say es muy aplicado. And he's never disappointed us here. He's the type of person that if you tell him, can you do this? Can you do a survival analysis? Can you do repeated measures analysis? Can you develop a database on ABC? They'll tell me, I've never done that before, but I'm going to check it out and I'm going to learn it. And he would. There was nothing I could give to him that he wouldn't try. And I think that's going to take you a long way, Johnny. He's intelligent, he's inquisitive, as I said, he's persistent. He knows how to work, meaning he listens to people, he understands, he looks for information, he applies all that. And that's the type of scholar that we have here. He got married during the program. And I want to say that that's not easy for anyone in the program. And he went to China during the heat of the pandemic. He had to go because of cultural traditions with his family. He also went to get engaged and married during the program, during, again, the height of the pandemic. Who is he as a scholar? As you heard from the title of the dissertation, he's looking at the support networks, or what we call secondary care networks for older people, many who have multi-comorbidities, including Alzheimer's disease. He's one of the foremost scholars now that has pioneered the whole idea that there's this secondary network that also cares and provides assistance to older adults. And he's really furthering that concept and that reality for many families in the US. Last, I wish him the best. I wish his spouse the best as well. And we are very, very happy that he has accepted a USC provost postdoctoral position that is funded by not only the provost, not only the School of Social Work, and also the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center to look at dyads in the caregiving relationship and also brain health intervention. Thank you very much.
Maria, can I just mention that I saw the same things when Jumming first came. I saw it when we met at dinner. I also want to mention that Jumming was also one of the lab instructors who worked with other students as part of our doctoral program. And that's a really important role, and it reflects the community nature of work and training. And so thank you for your partnership with other student colleagues in the program. Okay, I'll turn to our next graduate. I'd like to recognize Rotan Liu, also goes by Mona, and her dissertation chairs Iris Chi and Xinyi Wu. And Mona's dissertation title is Impacts of Caregiving on Well-Being Among Older Adults and Their Spousal Caregivers in the United States. So,
Hi, my dissertation is on caregiving and how stressors and resources characterize the stress process. And to me personally, I have been a caregiver. I have been a care recipient for the past 5 years at School of Social Work and past 8 years at USC. And for a lot of times, I have wondered whether doing a PhD is the right decision. And thanks to all the resources and all the support I have received, right here, right now, I can probably say, yes, it is the right decision. And first, I want to thank my advisors, Drs. Iris Chi and Xin Wu, who has supported me not just in academic, but also in personal development. And then to Dr. Hobart and Melinda, thank you for making everything extra easy. And to all the faculty and PhD colleagues, thank you for all your support for creating a very supportive environment for my growth. And then I want to thank my parents. Thank you for your love and support. Without you, doing a PhD cannot even be an option for me, not to say how far I have gone today. At last, I want to thank everyone, every single moment, everything. Thank you for giving me the courage to get ready to be a resource, to be able to provide resource. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm one of Dr. Mona's advisor, Xi Wu, and I'm really proud that Mona to you as our PhD graduate. Mona, it mentioned she's commented by Dr. Iris Chi, and something I'm going to say is going to surprise you. She looks so quiet, but she's a person of many hearts. She has a degree from in undergrad, sociology and economics, master in public policy, and PhD in social work, now going to school of medicine for her postdoc. Not only so, that brings her multidisciplinary training, she's often surprised me in our meeting that, by the way, next week, I'm going to skydiving. No, I'm going to South America to bungee jump. And next week, she's going to Hawaii for surf camp. So fortunately, her research has been focused. She came to us to tell us that she's interested in end of life and caregiving. And she has really stayed on track for this research. Her dissertation topic, as mentioned, is effects of caregiving on health among older adults and their spousal caregivers in the United States. For this research, she's done this sophisticated secondary data analysis that made Dr. Chi and me learn many methods. And for her research, I think she really did a wonderful job answering 3 important questions. 1, health impact of spousal caregiving compared to spouses that did not do caregiving. she matches the samples and really answered that question quite well. Second, as she mentioned, she did classification of spousal caregivers based on stresses and resources, taking from personal perspective, health resources and stresses are not just single dimensions, but two dimensions that compensate or that balance each other for caregivers. And lastly, importantly, how this affects care recipients' health. She received distinction for her dissertation. Mona does not say a lot of words. You saw that. She shows you her work. I observed her work from good to great in the past 5 years. She has so much to offer, Mona. I look forward to having you and hearing your exciting updates from time to time, whether that is your academic advancement, entrepreneurship, by the way, that also is her interest, and hobbies. Skies and oceans, whether you're bungee jumping or diving, are not the limits. You have so much potential. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Liu. In the past 5 years, you have changed a lot. Sometimes I wonder your college friends, or if they met you today, do they still recognize this is the old Mona Liu? I want to give you a sample. She was my TA for the social work research course. And the first day she came to my class, and then she said, "I'm afraid of the students." She literally said that, right? But then, she did just great job. I actually had 2 sessions, so it's double work for her. And she helped the students so much, and I think she gradually gained confidence. And now, I think just last week, right, she told us she really likes teaching. She look forward to mentor the next generation social workers. Although she has changed a lot, the good thing is one thing she doesn't change at all is her high curiosities. She's interested in everything, anything. As a matter of fact, I would say 2/3 of my time mentoring her is trying to help her say, okay, this is good, this is a great idea, let's wait. Focus. But anyway, it's really a joy and to work with Mona. She is a valuable team members in our research. And I just know that she's going to have a very bright future waiting for her up in Portland, Oregon. So congratulations again.
I'm learning things here today. The co-mentoring apparently gets you 4 minutes instead of 2. Okay. Next, I'd like to welcome Abigail Christine Molina and her dissertation advisor, Dorian Traub, and also Farrell Meadows, who has worked extensively with Abby studies. And Abby's dissertation title is Effectiveness and Implementation of a Maternal Depression Treatment in a Head Start Setting. Congratulations, Abby.
Hi, everybody. I will be sticking to my script because I'm feeling quite emotional on this day.
it's really hard to believe that 6 years have passed, and that, my journey here at USC is coming to an end. As I was reflecting on my experience these past, few days and few weeks, I was really overcome with a profound sense of gratitude and thankfulness for this amazing program. It's hard to leave a place that has brought so much into my life. So in terms of meaningful work that I'm able to do here, and then all of the wonderful people that I've met and relationships that I've built. I would first like to thank the faculty, so all of the faculty here and those not here, for putting in the hard work to ensure that the Suzanne Dworak-Peck School of Social Work continues to be a force for social justice in our world. Thank you for the service you've contributed to the school. I've seen people participate in countless committees, mentor all of us students, including masters and DSW students as well, and put in all of the unseen hours of time. And it just is so meaningful. And so when I think of the school and who we are, I think of all of you and just the passion and commitment you've made to us as students. I also think of the amazing student body across all levels, and that really brings this richness. I would also like to thank my mentors. So to Farrell, I'm so lucky I found you right when I started. So walking right in the door, in fact, before I started getting to know Farrell, you have always believed in me and understood my true motivation for being here. You've grounded me and also given me space to fly in the program. And I also want to wish Farrell congratulations on her well-deserved retirement. Thank you for sticking it out till the very end with me. To Dorian, I am so thankful our paths finally crossed, and this was in my 3rd year. It has been an absolute joy to find Dorian, another kindred spirit in the early childhood space that's doing amazing work for children and families. I have loved collaborating with you, and thank you for taking me under your wing and guiding me through many, many milestones, not just the dissertation. I want to thank several other people, several other faculty, Daniel Hackman, Larry Palinkas, Julie Cederbaum, Jacqueline McCroskey, Janet Schneiderman, and many, many others that are here and may not be here as well today or may have already retired. Just very much appreciate you. And I would like to also thank my colleagues in the program. So I've learned so much from people across the years and just engaging in discussion and passionate debate about how we can do a better job of infusing social justice into our program and into our own work. And that I will really take with me. That has challenged me, it's inspired me, it's kept me really grounded. And then finally to my family and friends who have been here for me over the course of this very long journey. So for my mom and dad who are here today, thank you for your unwavering support and for encouraging me to always find my own way. They have supported me in every passion, every idea, every move throughout these many years. I would not be here without you today, and I'm so grateful that you have made the time to be here and celebrate with me. Thank you also to all of my family near and far, and my wonderful in-laws who are here, my mother-in-law, and just my family that has kind of taken me in. I'm very appreciative. And then last but certainly not least, I want to thank my husband, Rich, who's also in the audience. So over the past 6 years, he has put up with late night study sessions, stressful deadlines, and he has always enthusiastically volunteered to be a guinea pig for many presentations, from conferences to the dissertation proposal, etc. Most of all, I am very grateful for him because he has always supported my dedication to the social work profession and to my passion for helping children and families thrive. It's very rare, I believe, to find such a wonderful and encouraging partner in this life. I love you so much, and I'm excited to see where we go next in our life. Thank you.
I just want to say what a pleasure it is to watch Abby's graduation. What a doctoral student to have for your last one. She is phenomenal. She shares all the best of the social work profession
And we should, as with Dorian, we share this passion for making life better for underserved children and their families, and particularly young children. So it has been a pleasure to work with you. You are so outstanding, and you will continue to offer so much to the profession and to the families that we serve.
No script, so everybody should buckle up. So first, I'd like to say that Dr. Palmer completed her dissertation with distinction, and she is going to be assuming, I guess it's the right word, a faculty position at the Erickson Institute. And we are so thrilled to have her go there at a time in which the United States is utterly failing our youngest citizens and learners. And believe it or not, there are very few of us in the field of social work that actually focus on that 0 to 5 realm of development. It's shocking. And the Erickson Institute is the only program of social work in the country that has a specific focus on 0 to 5 development. And they were thrilled to get Abby. My phone was ringing off the hook with, is this candidate for real? Because Abby is equal parts clinician and scholar, and that is very hard to find. I can say from our practice classes, we all seek out Abby to come and lecture in our classes, even when she was a new PhD student because of her clinical experience. The other thing I need to say is that Abby is made of grit and steel. China, my family is also from the Deep South, and so the best compliment that you can get in my family is that you're a woman who could drive a team of horses, and you are a woman that could drive a team of horses with one hand. And when I got to work with Abby, it was remarkable because she just was like already fully trained. And we just random things would come up. We need to send somebody to El Salvador to do focus groups in Spanish. We'll send Abby. We need somebody to do some crazy statistical analysis I've never heard of. Let's get Abby. And Abby can do it all. And you started working with me really at the start of the pandemic at a time where the field of early childhood was struggling immensely. And Abby dove in. We had a lofty goal of really making sure that those littlest citizens were not forgotten during the pandemic. And Abby just churned out work like I've never seen anybody do it. And it never, ever shows a wrinkle, never shows a crack. It's amazing. We are so honored to call you a colleague, and we cannot wait to see you move to Erickson. The only consolation I have in that is that Erickson's in Chicago, so 9 months out of the year, she won't be able to leave and go outside, so that she can still keep working. Which is so fantastic. Congratulations.
Okay, we've come to our final graduate for this year for the class of 2022, and that is Kushin Yu. And I'd like to invite Drs. Iris Chi and Shinyi Wu to come up and join us again. Kushin's dissertation title, Examining the longitudinal influence of the physical and social environments on social isolation and cognitive health, contextualizing the role of technology. Congratulations, Kushin.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being here for so long and wait for me as the last person here. If you look at it or not, oh, I should take this off. It is 2 a.m. right now in Beijing time. And I think my mom and dad are staying up to just watch the live stream of this session. They cannot be here today, but I'm wearing a pin that my mom gave me to be representing she being here. Let me just talk to them, actually in Mandarin, that they can understand, and then I will translate for you. 爸爸妈妈，我毕业了，接下来呢是新的阶段，我非常期待接下来我的工作，我也很想念你们，我希望我可以有更多的机会回家见面，也想对我的弟弟妹妹然然坦坦说，希望我们都能找到自己热爱的事情，过精彩的生活。Basically, all that I'll just translate to, yay, I'm graduating. Nothing more. But like I just said to my friends who's coming here to attend this session today, I'm like, this does not feel real. I did not even feel like I'm graduating yesterday. I'm like, this is just a random night, and tomorrow I'm just going up there to graduate. It does not feel real because I might just continue to do whatever I'm doing, just like before. Tomorrow I'm back there doing whatever I need to get done. It is nice that I find something I love that I will continue to do for a really long time, but I'm also ready for a new stage, for a change. I want to say thank you to many people that helped me through this really difficult journey. It is not easy. So first of all, to my mentors, thank you, Dr. Chi, Dr. Wu, for believing in me in the first place. You give me this opportunity. You actually send emails to me individually to ask me to come to USC and saying that, hoping that the crowd strategy will help to come here. It worked. It worked. I felt your home. And many other faculties here helped me along the way. Every single person sitting here, Dr. Michael Hobart, Maria Aranda, Eric Rice, and Suzanne Winslow, and someone who cannot be here today, Dr. Yuri Jiang and Shiping Cho, you all helped me, sitting me on my annual committee and getting me through this program. You literally showed me how to do research with your own work. I didn't even know what it means at the beginning. Believe it or not, I'm here today. And I want to say thank you to my boyfriend, Jamie. I love you. We have been together for 9 years right now. We met in college and we basically grew up together. And we can talk about everything and anything that exists in the whole world. I really appreciate that. It is my honor and pleasure to share this life with you. And I appreciate how you respect me all the time and respect my choices, appreciate my work. I really love that. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to all the friends who come a long way to join me here today. IC and Grant, you'll fly from Dallas, Texas, and Xun, Xiang, and Lao Xie, Zhi, and Molly, and Hugh, who cannot be here today because he needs to take care of his baby daughter. You may not know this, but being with you give me a sense of normality during my sort of crazy doctoral training and research. Meeting with you for dinner, meeting with you outside for a hike, just keep me sane, just keep me going in my life. I really appreciate having you as my friends, and thank you for being here today. And lastly, I want to talk about how PhD study really humbles me. Getting a PhD does not mean that I know a lot. It actually means, honestly, I don't know a lot about everything. Not know a lot about my own field even. There's so much need to be done, so much I need to explore that I can keep me going. And from all these years of aging research, if one thing that it impacts me is just how short life is. It is too short. You will be old before you even know it. I like life is too short to not be honest with yourself, to know to do what you love. So that's what I'm gonna do after graduation. Thank you.
Congratulations. She really had me at the first hello. She was in the room, sitting there, so young. She's coming for PhD. I questioned myself, really? And well, yes, she talks so definitely like very very confident about herself, which is very unusual for such a young girl. And through these many years, I really see that her confidence, her driving, her motivation is what gets her through, so to say. And also, I want to say that she is my first PhD student in social work. I thank you for so brave to choose me under the auspice of Dr. Chu, of course. We had an amazing journey, thankfully. In the second year, Kashin and I worked on our paper based on the study we conducted in Taiwan, the intergenerational mobile technology mixed program. And she said, can I submit this to American Public Health Association? Say, I don't want to delve into this topic, but why not? And she came back tell me, oh, by the way, we got the Noble Minor International Research Award. In third year, she said, oh, there's a NIH transition from agent agent research, transition from postdoc to postdoc. May I apply? I say, typically international students do not receive fellowship. Why not? And then there, she does prestigious international postdoc award that she's going to continue with her dissertation to Oregon Health Science University. So because she is really so driving, so brave, and she can connect dots, including her dissertation, the work she see. We do technology. We had fun to go to Sacramento to visit and conduct research in senior housing. She came back and said, how about the consideration of how do we address loneliness and social isolation? That's her interest. Again, she drives us towards that area of research and want to connect technology, want to connect health and social environment for older adults. That's her F00, F99K00 award, and also the topic she's continuing her postdoc. She just has so much to offer, to teach us. It really is a mutual learning opportunity these 6 years. You bring together the ideas and people. She has met so many people through conferences and work with so many faculty. She really marries ideas and people together and really see how to connect the dots to advance a new field of social science, social work in an innovative way. So many congratulations, Christian. I think you will continue your productive and innovative work. And we look forward to hear more good news from you. Try to amaze us continuously, okay? Congratulations.
You allow me to speak in Mandarin for just a couple sentences to the parents. 于先生、于太太我在这里恭喜你们的女儿今天能够正式成为一个博士，非常感激你们把她教育的那么好，所以我跟吴老师的工作都比较容易非常恭喜，也恭喜你们。I basically just congratulate. Kassim definitely is a goal-oriented person. Okay, once she set the goal, she will working towards that goal, and doesn't matter how many barriers out there. she will find a way to resolve those things. And she's also one of the youngest PhD students I have ever had. And I have a problem. I know when I do my mentoring, I have a problem. When I meet a student who are very talented, who are very, is the excellent student, I tend to challenge them more. I'll be more critical. So I apologize if I am too critical the past several years, pushing you too hard on work. But on the other hand, I just, amazed me to see, she is, achieved what a lot of students at that age probably cannot imagine they can do the same type of work. So I'm really proud of you. But unfortunately, I'm going to put another stress on you. 2/3 of my former PhD students are all full professor now. And the average age is 45. So I'm hoping you will lower that number. Keep in touch. I know. Okay. I really have no doubt you will be a full professor one day, sooner than you think. Okay. Congratulations.
Okay, I think all of these remarks help you to understand all of the things that I was trying to communicate at the beginning about what a transformative process it is, what a tremendous group of people that we have the opportunity to work with, and the synergies that we have as a result of their being part of our school. So I want to just say congratulations to all of these doctorates of social work, your PhDs in social work. You have earned that title of doctor, and I know it'll settle in on you. It won't just be another day. You will settle in, and you will settle into that identity and what it means, and the fact that you all earned it, more than earned it. So we are so proud of you. Am I allowed to say that I'm really proud? Because I'm emotional and I'm proud. And I don't really want the ceremony to end, but we're going to have to bring it to an end. And the way that we have to bring it to an end, I have to own up to the fact that I always forget something. They earn diplomas. Now, let's see, if I shuffle them, I hope that I end up in the right place. Actually, I don't think they actually have the names in there, but I want you to have the covers for when your real diplomas arrive. Some of you may have already received these cover diplomas in the past, and now you have a couple. But again, I want to just thank everyone for joining us for this celebration. Really, it is a celebration for all of us as a faculty. It's a sad time and a joyful time. More joy than sadness, but it is hard to see colleagues who are so tremendous and such great colleagues moving on to their next destinations and their next work. But that's what we're going to have to do. So I bring this ceremony to a close and thank everyone for being here to celebrate with us.
Congratulations.